the Law and Justice comes out as the largest party. There is a number of reasons why Law and Justice Party is not as popular as it was 4 years ago. First of all, we have a very different economic situation. There is a cost of living crisis, and many voters attributed this situation to Law and Justice, prolific spending, which fueled inflation. So this is one of the concerns which often comes out in opinion research. But at least equally important is what's been happening to Polish democracy, to rule of law, to women's rights, to our external relations. I think you can say that people have been fed up with the policy of making enemies all around Poland, and also of the corruption and arrogance of this government. So largely this was a protest vote against this type of conduct of power. Based on opinion, on exit polling, the opposition should have... Well, first of all, these changes, there will be a lot of challenges for the new government because of very likely opposition from President Duda, who can veto the government legislations. And the new government, the new coalition, will not have enough votes to override presidential veto. Then there is Constitutional Tribunal, which is now controlled by Law and Justice appointees, and will also be likely to make obstacles to the legislation, for example, restoring the rule of law. So it will be a very prolonged and difficult process of, as the opposition calls it, a cleanup of the country after the 8 years of democratic backsliding. In the future parliament, with the highest number of mandates, on international scene, Tusk will attempt to improve Poland's relations with our key partners, not just Germany, the European Union, but also with Ukrainians with whom the current government fell out quite shortly before the elections. So this will be the big change. But fixing the relations with the EU in particular will require domestic changes, namely restoring the independence of judiciary, restoring the rule of law, which is a condition for the EU to release the funding for Poland. One of the problems for the opposition during the campaign was the way that even though the opposition seems to be victorious now, they are likely to have majority of mandates. This success is even more remarkable knowing that the whole playing field was uneven. The electoral system was really tilted towards the government. It made the opposition life very difficult, for example, by using administrative resources, by controlling the election administration, but by unfair division of votes in electoral districts. So it's like you could say that the opposition had to fight these elections with one hand tied behind its back, and they still won. Have as many as 250 seats in the parliament, and will be one of the main challenges of this government.